Anime finished this year number 49, Undead Murder Farce. 7 out of 10. This is a show that has a kind of weird tone, and because of that, if you want to engage with it, you need to be able to match its vibes. Otherwise, it's just going to rub you the wrong way. That might mean watching this show when you're only in a particular state of mind or mood so that you can have the best experience, honestly. Undead Murder Farce jumps back and forth between wryly comedic and intensely serious, sometimes blending the two in the same scene via the use of different characters. That can be hard to roll with if you're not in the right groove with the series. I don't think it's balanced the best that I've ever seen, but it never tips too far and drops the balls it's trying to juggle either. For me, some of the most entertaining content outside the good old whodunit murder plots is the allusions to classic literature. I was an English major in college, so a lot of these things are ones that I'm quite familiar with and I love seeing a twist on. I did like the second arc because of this, even if the actual plot wasn't quite grabbing me very much. I'm a sucker for getting a look at a Holmes adaptation, for instance, given that my thesis was on the Holmes short stories. The biggest problem that the series runs into is that it can sometimes feel like we're spinning our wheels a little. While the individual adventures can be fun, the way they are tied together into a larger plot just isn't fully coming together. By the end of the season, the progress we've made is fairly minimal, just a handful of scraps of information is all that our leads have managed to gather. I know this is a byproduct of adaptation, to be fair, but it does mean that the end of the season alone isn't wholly satisfying. I'm also not a fan of all the characters. There are some that could feel quite flat at times when I get the impression that they were meant to be more rounded. I should also note, given the nature of the structure of this series and the mystery cases within it, this is one that I do think is better off binged. Watching week to week can cause you to forget some of the details, meaning you're playing catch-up a bit and don't always get that clever feeling of connecting the dots before the show explains things. If you can watch it in chunks to see a whole arc in one sitting, I highly recommend that.